Okay, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever part of the globe you are right now. I hope you are in fine fiddle listening to my presentation. So I'm Angelo Pacala. I'm from the Philippines, but I'm currently working here in the Presidential School of Uzbekistan. My research is about artificial intelligence in a modernizing science and technology education, a textual narrative synthesis in the COVID-19 era. So the contents of my presentation entail about the rationale, the method, the results, conclusion, and recommendations. So we know that during the COVID-19 pandemic, when everybody was caught unaware that the problem will go worldwide, from the traditional mode of face-to-face learning, it was shifted towards online modality. And because of that, there was a non-stop explosion of the myriad platforms, online platforms for classroom meetings, activities, assessments, and all of this was during the height of the pandemic. So this research will provide a comprehensive overview of the emerging researches on the current state of artificial intelligences that were utilized in education, in teaching and learning during the COVID-19. So this paper catch up all of these things from year 2019 to 2022. So because of this, we can identify the best practices and the emerging trends in artificial intelligences in teaching and learning. And we can also see some or address probably some of the ethical, and technical concerns with regards to the artificial intelligences in education. So the method of this paper was a synthesis narrative or a textual narrative synthesis. And the design was followed coming from the guidelines of Popeye et al. In 2006. Now, the use of this one is the use of a synthesis for catching up all of these artificial intelligences that were used during the COVID-19 is to is to pick the fruit of all the published articles in one article so that the readers will have no difficulty in looking into these artificial intelligences that were utilized from 2019 to 2022. So the research papers that are part of the synthesis paper were coming from journal depository websites like the ERIC, EBSCO, Emerald, Elsevier, and Google Scholar. So in this website, so codes or words were typed like technology, education, AI integration in education, AI integration in the COVID-19 era or in COVID-19 years. So along with that, Boolean operators like and mathematical operators like plus were used. So the inclusion parameters were we know that when we type those clue words or keywords, there will be a lot of searches. So only those that concern science and technology education and AI integration were included. So only articles from 2019 to 2022, this is during the height of the pandemic, were included. Non-English articles were eliminated, and only fully original articles were included, which can either be quantitative, qualitative, or both as an approach. In total, there were 13 articles that were synthesized. So the theoretical perspective or theoretical model that was used in this paper was the course design triangle of Carnegie Mellon. So according to Carnegie Mellon, so the teaching learning process should follow the alignment of the learning objectives to the assessment, learning objectives to the learning activities, and learning activities to the assessment. All of these, I have taken a look at how the artificial intelligences were integrated into the learning objectives, into the activities, and into the assessment. So now let's dive in. What are these artificial intelligences that were used in the course design triangle? So first one is that there is a problem on the difficulty of engagement. As we know, because of the pandemic, students and teachers were segregated from one another, or they were far from each other. So we expect less participation and less engagement. So the study of Kabir, Akhtar, and Mitra in 2021, they create an artificial intelligence that will measure the engagement in a classroom through a facial recognition. Also, Newman et al. In 2021, they created two chatbots, namely Feedbot and Leadbot. So those students who has difficulty in the classroom instruction, or project or assessments or assignments or homeworks, so they can just message this Feedbot and Leadbot, and this will guide them and instruct them on what to do on their homeworks. Another problem during the COVID-19 was that the sound, the audibility of the sound was not permissible sometimes because of the internet signal or weak internet signal. So the Microsoft Office PowerPoint created a translator. It has a subtitle there that students can connect, can read while the teacher is doing his or her teaching. So another important aspect of the AI integration in the learning objectives and assessment is this intelligence tutoring system. So there were a lot actually, but I have included this SysTutor by Singh et al. 2022. So this SysTutor is a ITS that helps students in seismic data interpretation. So this was proven effective for those students who have difficulty in regular lesson flow. So in terms of course assessment and evaluation, so as we know, during the pandemic, because it was a not face-to-face or online, we have a problem on students, the veracity of students' output. Also, we do not know if we are really testing the students correctly. Plus, we do not know if the objectives really are met. So Subirats et al. In 2021 created an AI called Evaluum. So this was used to analyze students' data and applied an adaptive test which are suited to students' skills and needed. So the data of the students, including their learning skills, their learning capacities, their intellectual capacities were included in this Evaluum, and it generated a test that suited to students' skills and needs. So also this Evaluum classified students who are about to fail. And so because of that, the teacher can now have a intervention activity to these students. So another study of on this course assessment and evaluation is about the study of Jeskovich. So he compared the performance of a machine learning assessing the student's essay compared to a person who was checking. And so it was found out that the machine learning can help correctly score the students in both holistic and analytic rubrics. As we know, the essay is maybe the most difficult type of test that to be marked. So the machine learning can help the teacher in marking essays using holistic and analytic rubrics. So also, Noyes et al. In 2022, so he used AI for learning analytics for a large number of constructed essay responses in the topic about London dispersion. So he said that it was proven effective to a sample of nearly 2,000 constructed responses, by which there is a high-level responses with critical thinking that were characterized, done by human coders. So artificial intelligence, much better, checker, marker, compared to human coders, according to Noyes in 2020. So also, sometimes it's difficult to construct tests. So another example of an artificial intelligence that can create tests is the Cambridge Assessment International Education Support Hub Test Maker. So the teacher will just choose whatever topic he or she wanted. And this artificial intelligence test maker will set the test for the teacher along with the marking scheme. So another important AI in course assessment is the one created by Liu et al. In 2019. So they created this clue-guided copy network for question generation. So the teacher will just input a clue word. Let's say, for example, terminal velocity, and it will generate now a lot questions about terminal velocity. So also on the guidance and career, there was a problem because the students are far. So also the students can see that many jobs that they want in the future were laid off. So there was that gap. So this career referral system that was evaluated by Tariq, Aisa, and Yusef in 2021 answered this gap. So the purpose of the research was to predict the baccalaureate average of the students using the AI prediction and machine learning system. And that prediction was used for the students on their future career that they might choose. So in this research, I have summarized all of these articles, 13 articles in terms of authors, goals and objectives, data sources, sample participants, tools, and then the results. So one of the limitation of this paper is that I did not actually dwell into the technicalities of how the AI systems, the 13 AI systems, and how they work. So although this paper discussed the base program of the AI, so this one is for future consideration by this paper and by the technical readers. So the focus of this paper is only to venture into the AI integration in teaching and learning process. So for the conclusion, there's no doubt about the proliferation of AI in science and technology teaching and the whole educational field. So even a simple examination generation and test making or marking can now be easily done by an AI. So an intelligent tutor can now provide students with learning guidance in order to pass an exam. Or evaluating students for their future career is now tied with an AI with their academic performance and predicting it. So the volumetric number of research papers conducted from 2019 to 2022, the height of the pandemic, has proven the thesis of this paper that artificial intelligence was indeed mark a significant role in the teaching, learning, and process of education. So that ends my presentation. So I hope you have gained a lot from my presentation. Thank you for attention and have a great day ahead. Thank you.